All right, girly. Daddy loves his Shayla. This video, let's see. I think I'm gonna make it the key, the third key to life. Now, I want to say this. I've given you one and two. It's not necessarily in order. So it's just basically as I thought of them, based upon the things that I've seen going on in the world, based upon, things that I've noticed with you. And so this third key, I'm going to call it listen and observe more than what you talk, more than you talk. And the reason I thought of this is because I noticed something. And even at your 6 year tender young age right now, what I've noticed is that right now, and we're going to work on this, but right now you seem to have a tendency that when your mouth is moving, it's like there's shutters in your ears that close. So, as well as in your mind. So whenever you're talking, you don't seem to listen or to pay attention to what others are saying to you. You just want to get out what you're saying, and then you want to be understood. So regardless of what anybody's saying afterwards, if they're not saying yes or okay, you just harp on the fact, okay, okay, okay. So I want to give you this one because I find it's really vital today, and I see it a lot, that people have a tendency that when they have a point they're trying to get across, they can't hear anything you're saying. And there was this interesting little, what you call it, a colloquialism, or it's a little saying that I have heard. I don't remember who said it, but they say you have two ears and one mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you talk. That's cute, but there is some truth in it. And that truth is we also have two eyes. You need to observe and listen or pay attention more than your desire to speak. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking, but if there's other things that's going on around you, or the person you're talking to seems to be on an entirely different page than you, you should pay attention to what the other individual is saying and not be so caught up on just expressing what you want to say. You'll get your opportunities. That's the whole point in the conversation. One person talks, the other person listens. Then when this person's finished, you stop talking and this person talks and you listen. That's a hard lesson to learn. That's a hard lesson for a lot of people, especially adults. It's really difficult. It's a challenge for them. So I really want to encourage you, beloved, that learn to listen and pay attention, observe. Because, Daddy has the issue. My issue is sometimes I read too much into things that people are saying, because I don't just listen to what they're saying. I also look at their nonverbal language, because sometimes we say more with our nonverbals than we say with our verbal words. Being that if I say to you, I really care about what you're saying, that's entirely different than me saying, yeah, I really care about what you're saying. Two entirely different things I just said there. The latter one was, I'm just basically being sarcastic. I'm being facetious. I'm not really listening. I don't really care, but I'm saying to you I care. So you should always pay attention and listen to what the person's saying, listen to the words they're using, as well as pay attention to their body language. What are they saying with their actions? And what are they saying with their hands and their eyes and their facial expressions? It's so important, because what I've noticed is, as we're now in this technology age, as I'm making a video to put on YouTube for you, but we're in this age where people are text messaging. It may be something different as you get older. Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, all these things, they've given people an excuse to not have face-to-face communication. So when you don't have face-to-face communication, you don't need to really pay attention to what the other person is saying. And what I find is that people have a tendency, therefore, to miss the nuance in what's being said. A lot of times, as you get to know people, you'll get to learn their body language. And I notice with you, sometimes you do, especially if there seems to be something off, you will pay attention to how we're saying certain things, and especially if you think that we're hurting or that something's upset us. That's the times where I've noticed where you stop and you look and is everything okay? Yeah. Are you okay? I've seen you do that. But then if there's nothing going wrong per se, you just want to talk. And, that's fine. But just make sure as you learn and grow to pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the people you're talking to. Pay attention to the places you're at, what's going on around you. Listen to the things that are being said, because you don't always need to be heard, but you definitely always need to hear what's being said and done, and see what's going on around you. That's so important. That'll help you notice a lot of things in life. If you're talking to somebody and they're hurting, but they're trying to hold that hurt in, or they're angry or upset and they're trying to hold it in, there will be little nonverbal cues that they will show you in their expression and in their demeanor that will say something's not right here. If I'm talking to you the whole time and I'm supposedly listening and I'm like this, and there may be a little scowl on my face, or that's a big difference between me talking to you looking like this, leaning in. Pay attention to those little things, because they say a lot. And at the same time, it makes you more receptive to what's going on with the people around you, because that's the trend I see now. Is what's lacking is people don't pay attention. People are only concerned about one person, and that's themselves. They're not concerned about others. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be somebody who does think about and who is concerned about the people around you. It doesn't mean you're controlled by what somebody else is thinking or feeling, but what it means is that you're interested in it. And it's a little saying that I've heard years ago, don't know from who it was, but the saying goes, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And what that means basically is when people think that you care and they see that you care about them, then they're more willing, more apt to listen to what you have to say. But if you look like you're just not concerned, if you're just trying to get your point out, you could care less about what their point is. A lot of times people don't want to hear what you have to say. And it could be a very good point that you're making. But if you're just focused on you, then the person listening, it'll go in one ear, out the other, as they say. So that's the big thing. Learn to listen and observe more than what you speak, more than you're speaking. Okay? And like I always say, Daddy loves his Shalem. I love you so very much. I love you with all my heart, girlie. And as you get older, we'll have more conversations. And just so you know, these things that I've been putting up so far have been just basically principles. They've been simple principles. We're going to get more in depth as time goes on. We're going to get more into specific subjects, and I'm going to tell you more about how Daddy thinks and feels about certain things. You'll come up with you'll establish your own beliefs in life, but I'm going to give you what I think, and based upon the things that I've learned over my lifetime. All right, girlie? And I'm going to start putting up some videos of things that I do with you so you can see yourself when you were young having fun. All right? Daddy loves his Shayla.